All right, so today's little project, it's been raining all day, nasty out. I picked up some parts and pieces on the old interwebs, on the old FB marketplace. And I was told that this was a fuel filler neck for a 60, 4.5, 5, 6 Mustang. It is not. Any of you Mustang people know by looking at it, it's not correct. So this does fit the gas cap, and this does fit the flange, or the flange fits the panel in the back. But this neck comes down about 4 inches forward of where the tank filler spout is. So I need to extend this about 4 inches back. I did get some parts in today from Summit. This will give you a little sneak preview of what this issue is. Yes, that is the passenger side under cowl, so the lower cowl panel, because these are rotten for the air intake, for the vent, for the passenger compartment. Yeah. So I am going to have to finagle. I'm not taking the whole upper cowl off. So I'm going to do this a little differently. But all right, so I've made a mark on the neck here, about a little less than an inch away from the flange. So yeah, I should be able to make this work with so many inches of this. Now I got to go out and measure and probably get rained on. Oh man, it looks like, I'll say about right there. Not as long of an extension, I don't think, is what I thought I would need. I made kind of a mark with my finger, and I don't have a Sharpie out here. Barely over 2. So I'll cut it a little long, weld it on this first, probably. I also got to make sure I have the orientation right this way, have it clocked correctly, so that when my gas cap goes on, it'll be straight. This hole here is supposed to be 12 o'clock noon, as far as I know. Well, I think my batteries might be dying in my helmet, because I am having a hard time getting this helmet to trigger. Yeah, so most of these, well, I don't know, this little cheap Harbor Freight helmet from way back in the day, underneath this panel were little watch batteries that were rechargeable. And I believe the solar here would recharge those batteries, and then the sensors in here would, kick on the LCD screen. And those batteries were bad. And rather than find some rechargeables like that, I just made a couple of with some CPVC and some caps and whatever, rivets and wiring there. I've wired that into the board where the batteries were, and so now I've got two AA's in each of these little tubes, which run my auto darkening, which is kind of ridiculous, but it actually works. but I got to change batteries periodically. Now it's been a long while since I changed batteries. So I'm hoping that was actually the issue. If that was not the issue, then my helmet's going bad and I'm going to have to buy another. Now, before I put this on, I'm going to have to check to make sure that this is going to be the right length. So I got to go back out and get soaked. When I put it on there, butt it up against this was still about a half inch or more too far toward the bumper. It needed to be more forward. So I end up cutting this at an angle so that this could come this way, which would extend this back further because it actually comes in at an angle on that panel. So it was like this before, now it's like this, and that was enough. Oh, I don't think it's working at all. Finally started working. I got pinholes everywhere. Yeesh. I think I loaded a little too much on there. Okay, let's see. Could be more when I grind it down. Who knows? Well, I don't think that's what the filler neck's supposed to look like, but I'll grind that up and hopefully it'll fit in there. Yeah, I like the Art Captain welder. If you're in the market for a MIG setup and you don't want to go, break the bank and spend crazy money, yeah, I am way happier than that old Century 125. How about that? I line that up with the top hole. Look at it around here, and it's close enough. Oh, there we go. It's tight. It's tight in there now. That looks pretty close. Left and right. It's good enough for, again, a rubber hose. This does have some adjustment, but again, the gas cap's got to be straight. Yeah, that'll do. I think we're good. Well, after I got this in the house last night, I realized that the cap with the holes in the flange where they should be on the rear trunk panel, the cap is upside down and not even perfectly upside down. So it's not even 180 out. It's some odd, weird angle. So I should have checked that. But again, I was thinking that maybe, I don't know what I was thinking. I know I had put this cap on before, and I think in my brain it was right. Like I had it cap on and the cap was in the correct orientation, but apparently it wasn't. And so I'm going to have to cut this back off. And so I've laid out some marks here, made myself a little measuring stick for where I want it to cut on this side. And then I marked that all the way around so that it would be the same distance from the flange, because see, that's an angle. I had to make an angle cut last night to get this in the right location. So that puts me away from the previous weld out there, but then on top of the weld here. So that way I can just turn this thing around. Hopefully it will be in the right orientation then, and I can just weld that back together. Now I marked what should be the top, and then I'm going to have to then swing this around, and that's going to be having to be placed here to get me the right orientation. So more cutting and welding, but I think I can save it, I think. So we'll see. So that is the correct orientation of the cap. So if I can hold that steady, take this off. I don't know if you can tell by how this is lining up. It's actually not, it's pointed a little too far this way down. It needs to come back a smidge, about like that. So what I think I'll do is I'll shave a little off of the top here so that I can rotate this back this way. I've already wasted this much time. What's a little more? Huh? Yeah. Whoa. That is an absolute mess. Pipe, throw the old LED lamp in there, and as you turn it around, you'll see, oh boy, yep, big old pinhole there, another one beside it. So there's two, there's a third one. Should have turned up the heat a little bit since it's thicker metal there on top of a weld. And that's too late now. There we go. Cable for the, oh, that's better. Okay, right about there. We should be pretty darn close there. And again, pretty darn close there. So enough that rubber sleeve should do the trick. So a little bit of an ordeal, but the cap should be lined up properly.